Good morning, vlog. We are on our way to get bus passes. We are pacing to get there. Our show this morning is at 9:15. I got ready in like 20 minutes. After the show, we are going to the Harry Potter tour. I'm so excited. We did it, vlog. We ran halfway, paced the rest of the way, and now I'm pacing back. I got here just in time. The last performance. Yeah, Kaylee. Last performance. Look at our energy now.
This is the only place that we found that has iced coffee in Scotland.
Hopefully you'll all be familiar with Professor Minerva McGonagall, the head of Gryffindor House at Hogwarts. J.K. Rowling has confirmed in an interview that William was the inspiration for Professor McGonagall's name. Now, William himself was a very interesting man. Like J.K. Rowling, he was a writer based in Edinburgh, but of a rather different sort. For you see, McGonagall wasn't a novelist, but a poet. And not just any kind of poet, he was a very, very bad one. In fact, he has been called the world's worst poet, which is a bit harsh, and he was regularly paid to attend public readings to entertain people with his unintentionally comic verses. Himself, it was originally built to provide education for Edinburgh's orphans, or Harry Potters, although nowadays it is a private school and is therefore much more expensive. However, they do provide discounts and benefits for single-parent families, so they have remained true to their aims in some respects. The grave of Lord Voldemort. Now, you remember in the books that Voldemort's father is also named Thomas Riddle, and here we've got buried together a father and his son, both named Thomas Riddle. Notice that here's the grave of a woman named Mrs. Elizabeth Moody. This is maybe the inspiration for Mad-Eye Moody or Alistair Moody. Sadly, we have no concrete evidence to support this name, so please speculate away.
Oh.
Hannah! As they got older, Joanne, bless you, and Diane began to dress up in big cloaks and play with wands and come up with even more incredible stories. And they played with two kids who lived down the road whose names were Ian and Vicky Potter. Later, she remembered this name and used it to give to her hero. The first name, Harry, she simply said was her favorite boy's name, although she does have a son who is not named Harry, so interpret that however you want. Speaking a bit about names, I do have a trick question about the name J.K. Rowling. Does anyone know perhaps what the K stands for, or why she's called J.K. Rowling at all? Originally, yes, Joanne did not actually have a middle name, so in that sense at first the K kind of stood for nothing. But when she was getting the first book published, Bloomsbury advised her to change her name from Joanne Rowling to something a bit more genderless, because they were worried about little boys not wanting to read a book that was written by a woman. It's the most mature response that gets. She chose the name Kathleen, which you very correctly said was her favorite grandmother's name, and then she used the K from that to create the pen name J.K. Rowling. I'm sure that many of you are aware that the Elephant House has made a bit of money for itself out of marketing itself as the birthplace of Harry Potter. In fact, when it first opened, it had a massive banner in its window that did say, "Birthplace of Harry Potter." They've had to change their story a little bit after our tour started because we have been telling people the truth. And the truth is, the Elephant House couldn't possibly have been the birthplace of Harry Potter because it opened in August 1995, which, if you remember, was after the first book had already been finished. It opened a few months afterwards. The book was finished in January, February, so impossible for her to have written there. Now, this isn't to discredit the Elephant House completely. She did write there very frequently for the second, third, and fourth books. There's both video and photographic evidence of her working there if you wanted some proof. There's also a very good video interview with her in the back of the cafe on their website. Folks, welcome to Diagon Alley. Now this lovely road is actually called Victoria Street. There is of course debate amongst Harry Potter fans as to which big curvy road in the entire UK is the real inspiration for Diagon Alley. There's Cecil's Court in London, the Shambles in York, and Coburn Street, which is also in Edinburgh, just on the other side of the Royal Mile. We at the Potter Trail believe that Victoria Street is the real inspiration for Diagon Alley because it has all the same signs and characteristics as Diagon Alley has in the books. There's some little tiny pubs along this road. There are some tailor shops like Madame Malkin's. There's even a few shops here that sell magical items. There was a massive building with a brass dome top that did look very much like Gringotts, the Wizard Bank, and that building is the National Bank of Scotland headquarters. To celebrate the premiere of the 6th book, J.K. Rowling held a writing contest for children between the ages of 8 and 16 around the world. These children had to write a 1,000-word paper from the prompt, Why I Like Harry Potter. On the 16th of July 2005, J.K. Rowling chose 70 winners to be brought to Edinburgh for the weekend. These 70 winners were charted all the way up Victoria Street and up Royal Mile in horse-drawn chariots. The horses had been painted to look like Thestrals at Hogwarts. They were brought all the way up the Royal Mile to the Edinburgh Castle, which had been decorated to look just like the Hogwarts Castle. The children got to go inside and dine in the Great Hall that was decorated with little candles hanging from the ceiling on very thin wires. There was a projection of the night sky on the ceiling. There was magicians, fire breathers, even some live owls. J.K. Rowling herself appeared from behind a real secret tapestry, writing a passageway within the Edinburgh Castle. Cracked open the brand new 6th book, read the 6th chapter, which introduces Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, and then she snapped it shut and gave each child a free, personalized, signed copy of the 6th book. That night, the children all went back to their hotel room, stayed up all night to read their new Harry Potter book, and the next day, they were brought back up to the Edinburgh Castle, where only the children got to go back in to interview J.K. Rowling about this book. Only the children got to ask her questions. This was the only press conference she'd hold for the 6th book, and she said it was the best book launch she's ever had for the entire series.
So we just grabbed lunch. Now we are about to go back to the dorm and get ready to go be an audience member.
Hi.
We're on the bus.
The bus.
We're gonna go see 44 Days. It's a show.
We don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Hi.
Fun. Oh, nice.
The bag Michaela is like
Hi. We're gonna go take a nap now.
we some tired
We're some tired Neverlanders.
Neverlanders.
Sorry vlog, I ended today pretty early because today we had our last performance. It was probably one of our best performances. It was really good. And then we went on the Harry Potter tour, which is fun. And then we went to see the show, 44 Days. It's pretty interesting. It was about one of the greatest strikes in American labor factories, I believe. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I got from it. And then we came back and we were gonna go to the pub crawl, but Samantha injured her knee and I'm pretty tired of spending money and going out, so I just kind of wanted a night in. Going to get on the bus. It's so windy. We love Scotland.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice.
We're going to our last audience.
Did they just not get there early enough to eat?
They gave me sheets, 2 towels, and
They were so good. I will say, out of all the college shows, I cried.
We are now shopping. The show was great, by the way. It's really great, really moving, really authentic.
I'm upset because I love to shop. I made the mistake of checking my bank account before we went, and now I have depression.
Okay, TK Maxx.
Yes, TK Maxx.
TK Maxx. Gang gang.
We're done shopping. Well, not.
I got 2 tops from TK Maxx.
I got a Princess Diana tartan hat, and I'm living my best life.
We both got stuff from Harry Potter. This Game of Thrones store is very disappointing. We're gonna find somewhere to eat and then meet up with the parents for dessert. And then we are going to a very funny show later. To see, I won't say it, but Gary. Just got done with the Shakespeare. It was great. Loved it, right?
Yes. And I knew what was going on because I know the play.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go to bed. I hate that tomorrow is our last day, but it has been a great adventure.